As healthcare moves away from traditional fee-for-service models, providers need a strategy to stay competitive. That's where Strategic Healthcare Partners comes in. We offer expert consulting and ongoing management oversight for providers looking to form an accountable care organization. From financial feasibility analysis to helping you choose the right ACO in a crowded market, SHP provides the clarity you need to make informed decisions and transition to value-based care. Learn more at shpllc.com.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Stethoscope, Vital Conversations with SHP. I'm your host, Aaron C. Higgins. On today's first episode of Season 3, Jason Crosby and I celebrate some milestones, cover some of the latest headlines, and talk about what you can expect from our latest season of our podcast. We have a great slate of guests this season, and I'm really excited to get this season going. Now, on to Season 3, Episode 1.
Well, hey, Jason.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm doing great. You know what, Jason? I got a number for you.
Okay. What you got? Between 1 and 100, what is it?
It's 1.
1? Wow.
1.
Okay.
It's our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to us. And you've also just passed 1,000 listens.
Get out.
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey. Should the listeners celebrate? We should all celebrate, right? That's pretty...
Yeah.
First podcast. First, we've done 2 seasons. How many episodes? About 25, I think 26 episodes, recordings.
Yeah.
1,000. That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, obviously a big thank you to those that are listening because you're the ones that made the 1,000 possible.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in every week during our seasons and giving us some feedback and providing us with an opportunity to share some of our thoughts. So we do appreciate you, our listeners. So, Jason, as we head into Season 3, so this is the first episode of Season 3, I have to reflect a little bit about the last 2 seasons. We've played with the formats a little bit. We've done different things. We've had a lot of great interviews, and certainly I'm looking forward to Season 3. But before we get into what's ahead, let's talk some news. I think there's a couple of headlines that have popped up very recently that our listeners will find fascinating.
Indeed. It's an industry that's always evolving with news, right? So what have you seen recently in the last couple of weeks, Aaron, that's grabbed your attention?
Well, this really falls back to actually what we were talking about a year ago and what we talked about a little bit this spring, but the retailers' expansion into healthcare. Most recently, and kind of out of the blue, Costco. Yes, Costco. The big box store where you can only buy big boxes. They have announced that they're partnering with a company called Sesame, and they're going to raise the price of a Costco membership, but it unlocks fairly cheap, essentially copay level visits that their members can have with Sesame. Now, I looked into Sesame a little bit. They're a virtual healthcare company, but they actually do have physical clinics too. Right now, it's only in the big cities, primarily on the West Coast, but they have some in New York, and I think they're going to be opening up in Atlanta here soon. So we'll see what comes of this, but Costco seems to be not just wading into the waters of healthcare, but diving into the deep end with this partnership. So it'll be very interesting to see how they, muddle through these waters because, Walmart's playing in this space, Amazon, Best Buy, still can't figure out why Best Buy. Yeah. But, here we are. You can go, I guess, get a checkup and a gallon size olive oil.
Well, we've talked about before, I think in maybe last season, as Dollar General, I believe, got into the game, right? Or we start talking about access to those without access, in particular the Dollar Generals who are out in the rural communities. I feel as though Costco, hearing you talk through it, is sort of in that same light that as an industry, we need to go to where the people are versus having the people go to where the facilities are, right? Mm-hmm. And if you're A common, Sam's or Walmart or Target, like, I tend to do was just at Sam's over the weekend, or Costco if that's your preferred choice. Why not maybe take healthcare there if that's where the people are going? So I see that as another good thing that the retailers are doing.
Yeah, and certainly, Costco and Sam's and Walmart, they already have pharmacies. So in some ways, they already have some of the infrastructure set up. So it makes more of a natural sense. I'm still and will continue to scratch my head about Best Buy and Dollar General. But again, if it's that's where the people are, then that's where the healthcare should be.
To your point, what services do they provide? And then secondly, of course, healthcare reimbursement can't be a simple transaction, right? How does that work? That I'll be interested to see how that lays out over time, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Okay, now, so what headline do you got for us?
Yeah, I tell you, in the same light, so to speak, but I'm always intrigued about Mark Cuban, whether it's the Dallas Mavericks, which I'm a basketball fan, I admit, or all the things he's trying to do in healthcare, which, like it or not, I think is a positive, right? It's a disruptor. So
Sure.
he recently funded a study related to one of our favorite things the last couple of years, and that's pricing transparency. The study was actually published in the JAMA of Internal Medicine, maybe just here in September, so pretty recent. And what that study did was compared online cash price estimates for vaginal childbirth and brain MRI services. And they gathered those estimates via, I believe they quoted as secret shopper calls, right? So the study looked at 60 different hospitals. They were grouped as either top ranked, safety net, or neither. So a variety of hospitals. The affiliates involved were Baylor Medicine and Mark Cuban's company, the Cost Plus Drug Company. And so there was a lot of, substance behind the study. And of course, they found, as part of the pricing transparency issues with the No Surprise Act of 2020, there's still a lot of non-compliant facilities. But back to those 60 hospitals, only 22 provided online or phone estimates for vaginal childbirth. And among those, only 3 hospitals provided matching estimates. So think about that. Prices all over the place, right? 10 hospitals provided estimates within 25% of each other, but 9 differed by 50% or more. So if you're just an average consumer, obviously those in the industry like ourselves, we're aware of these things that occur. But if you're an average consumer of healthcare, having that price discrepancy is a pretty darn big deal. And on the brain MRI side, it's pretty similar. 31 of the 47 hospitals they surveyed provided online and phone estimates. Out of those, 20 or 12 hospitals differed by more than 50% on the price estimate. Pretty statistically significant figure when you look at it, right? And so really what the study showed was it provides a lot of the data behind it. The cost, which range, for example, vaginal childbirth, 0 to 55,000. I mean, pretty significant. So a couple things caught my attention there. One, that again, Mark Cuban is back in the news, just trying to bring information to light. Not good, not bad, just being informed consumers. And secondly, pricing transparency, compliance or not, is still just a big issue in our industry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think as more hospitals become pricing transparent compliant, which even though they're supposed to be, we've seen it out there that a lot of hospitals still are bucking the system as best they can. We're going to see more information like this. So that's good. Well, hopefully that helps to drive down the cost of care and makes the healthcare space more competitive. And with a heavy hitter like Mark Cuban out there doing the Lord's work, so to speak, that could be helpful to shed some light on that. So thanks for sharing. Certainly, I know we're running a little short on time here. What do we have to look forward to over this next season? So over the next 2-4 months thereabouts, what do we have on deck?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this season. So those that have listened before, the first 2 seasons, we included other vendors, other consultants, and subject matter experts that provides a lot of insight into the various practices and administrators of hospitals listening. This season, it's focusing on the provider side. And so we've got lined up CEOs of successful and pretty large independent practices, as well as CEOs of a couple of hospitals. And lastly, a chief medical officer. And so what we've got lined up is Damian Scott, CEO of Emmanuel Medical Center in Georgia. We have Kelly Mackenmarble, CEO of Osceola, I'm going to mess that up and I apologize, Medical Center in Wisconsin. Craig Kilgore, who's CEO of Charleston ENT, and Allison Griffin, CEO of Urological Associates, all those from the provider side. And then Dr. Eric Brecker, Chief Medical Officer of Simplify Health, who himself has a very large following on his educational videos, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. So a very excited lineup this season that we're looking to launch here in the next couple of weeks.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. And of course, during all that time, we'll have our little news episodes too, to keep you all updated on the latest headlines, so you can kind of be aware of what's happening in the industry. So with that, Jason, I think this first episode's done.
Wow. Well, so hopefully we'll get 1,001 downloads after this, but let's reiterate again. We are extremely blessed and thankful for all of you listening. Aaron and I, we have a good time just doing this. Hopefully it's of help to you all, the providers. We're all consumers of providers, let's face it. And so we hope this is beneficial to you all as well.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. You have a great day.
You've been listening to Beyond the Stethoscope, Vital Conversations with SHP. This has been a production of Strategic Healthcare Partners.
Your hosts are Jason Crosby and me, Aaron C. Higgins.
This episode was produced and edited by Nyla Weave.
Our social media content producer is Jeremy Miller.
The transcriber is Heather McKnight, and our executive producers are Mike Scribner and John Crew.
For more information about SHP, the services we offer, including the back library of episodes, episode transcripts, links to resources that we discussed, and much more, please visit our website at shpllc.com/podcasts.
Thank you for listening.
You already know that understanding your data is key to improving patient outcomes and financial performance. But how? At Strategic Healthcare Partners, our analytics services help turn your EMR and other data sources into actionable insights. From identifying areas for improvement to guiding you through implementing changes, SHP supports you every step of the way. Our performance analytics service dives even deeper, providing custom reports that help you stay ahead in the transition to value-based care. Unlock your data's full potential with SHP. Learn more at shpllc.com.